As the military dad walked up the front steps of his home, he couldn't help but feel a sense of anxious excitement. He had been deployed overseas for months, and while he had missed his family terribly, he had always known that they were in good hands. But as he reached for the front door, something felt off. The house was eerily quiet, and there was no sign of his wife or daughter. He hesitated for a moment, wondering if he should knock or just let himself in. But before he could decide, he heard a faint sound coming from the back of the house. Following the noise, the military dad made his way to the kitchen, where he found the door locked. He frowned, wondering why his wife would lock the door to the kitchen. But as he peered through the window, his heart skipped a beat. There, on a small mattress in the corner of the room, was his daughter fast asleep. The military dad's mind raced as he tried to piece together what could have happened. Had his wife taken their daughter and left him? Had there been some sort of emergency? He reached for the doorknob, turning it gently as he tried to open the door without waking his daughter. But as the door swung open, he was met with a sight that he never could have expected. The military dad's wife was sitting at the kitchen table, her head in her hands as she sobbed quietly. The military dad's heart broke at the sight of his wife in such distress, and he rushed to her side to comfort her. Between sobs, she told him the full story. Their daughter had been struggling with severe anxiety and depression, and despite their best efforts, they had been unable to get her the help she needed. In a moment of desperation, they had locked her in the kitchen to keep her safe while they sought out a solution. The military dad was devastated by the news, and he vowed to do everything in his power to help his daughter. Together, he and his wife came up with a plan to get their daughter the treatment she needed, and slowly but surely, they watched as she began to heal. It wasn't an easy journey, and there were many ups and downs along the way, but the military dad knew that he would do anything for his family. And in the end, that was all that mattered. As the military dad spent more time at home, he became increasingly concerned about his daughter's well-being. Despite their efforts to get her the help she needed, she seemed to be getting worse instead of better. He and his wife tried everything they could think of to lift her spirits, but nothing seemed to work. One day, while his daughter was napping, the military dad sat down with his wife to try and come up with a new plan. They talked about seeking out different therapists, trying different medications, and even considering sending their daughter to a residential treatment facility. But as they talked, the military dad couldn't shake the feeling that there had to be a better way. That's when he remembered something his own father had told him when he was a child. His father had always said that the best way to overcome hardship was to face it head-on, to confront your fears and doubts and find the strength to push through. And as he thought about it, the military dad realized that this was exactly what his daughter needed. With his wife's support, he made the difficult decision to send his daughter to a wilderness therapy program, where she would spend several weeks learning to live off the land and confront her demons head-on. It was a risky move, but the military dad knew it was the right one. And as he watched his daughter return home a changed person, he knew that he had made the right decision. His daughter was stronger, more confident, and more determined than she had ever been before. And as he looked at her, the military dad knew that no matter what challenges life might throw their way, they would always face them together as a family. As the military dad watched his daughter grow and thrive, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. He knew that the journey to get her to where she was had been long and difficult, and there had been times when he had doubted they would ever get through it. But through it all, he had never given up on his daughter, and he knew that his love and support had played a crucial role in her recovery. And as he looked back on everything they had been through, the military dad couldn't help but feel grateful for the love and support of his family. He knew that without them, he never would have been able to get through the toughest times. And as he hugged his wife and daughter tight, he knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other to lean on.